go for a drive. So the first time that I had something interesting to share, it was the year 2000. I was working in Carnegie Hall. I was working as a building maintenance, and you know, I'd been there for a year. So actually it's 2001. There's two entrances to Carnegie Hall, and they have residential buildings there where people actually live at the time. And there's one floor that many floors, but the 8th floor specifically goes from one tower to the other tower, and they have another one, 8M, but I never experienced anything there like this. I was working, you know, my way through the floor. We were supposed to, you know, do like a little walk around, and I also had to like check some of the offices and empty out the trash and things like that. And I was doing the walk around, and downstairs in the security entrance there was somebody that was looking at the cameras. This Asian guy. So it was just me and him, and I'm going to say it's a Sunday overnight shift or something like that, and it's maybe like 12:31 in the morning. So, you know, there's an elevator here. You walk through the floor and then to the other side of the street, and there's also an elevator on that side. And here in this corner there used to be an actor studio where people went into acting, and they would play out scenes and things like that. Sometimes late at night you saw these actors practicing on the hall itself. So that night, as I was walking, I saw I went across through the whole floor. But when I got to the other elevator, there used to be a set of stairs, maybe like 3-4 steps, and there was somebody sitting there. I greet this person, and they're dressed like, I'm gonna say, Edwardian type of fashion, maybe not that far back, but like an older type of fashion. And I thought he was an actor in character. I don't know. But I greet the person. I cannot remember if they, when I told the story, I kind of like say that I interact with them, but you know, I cannot really remember if they said anything back. What I do remember is I went, called the elevators, because you know, make sure that there was nobody there, and we had to also clear the stories, the trash on those floors. So when I come back through that door, back up to that little set of stairs, there's nobody there. So using the radio, I go to the Asian guy, and I say, hey, where did the actor go? So he goes, I don't know, let me see. I don't know if he was paying attention. So I'm walking, there's one long hallway, and it has a camera on both ends. And as I walking, he tells me, oh, the actor's right behind you. And I'm like, all right, cool. I look, there's nobody behind me. I'm like, why are you fucking with me, blah, blah, blah. And then at the time, he's right behind you. You know, you're right by 828, which used to be at the office of it was like a hallway that cut through that long hallway, and there used to be an office for management there. As I'm walking by, he tells me, he's right behind you. He's walking right behind you. There is nobody. I mean, I turn around, I don't see anything, you know, and the cameras are apparently picking this guy up. But I did see the guy down the stairs, but I don't see him again. I kind of speed up the pace a little bit, and I make it to the elevator, and I go down there. And when I was getting to the office, he's actually waiting outside, and he goes, "Do you really not see him?" And I'm like, "You asshole," you know. He goes, "We rewind the tape," and the guy walks right past me. I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." So we went to the. I kind of didn't want to say anything. We were like, I don't know, maybe. I think he believes that I was messing with him, and I know I didn't. So I told my boss at the time, the foreman first. I said, hey man, can you give me something that I don't have to go around the floors? Because when I shared that with other workers, there was another person who told me that by the Rose Museum, people had reported sightings of like a person walking and just going through a wall or whatever. But I had people, you know, when I brought that up, like some people like, hey, what do you think? You think this guy's messing with me or what the deal is? You know, some people were like, yeah, sometimes you hear like the piano playing and there's nobody playing the piano in the hall. But I don't know how true that is. I never heard the piano. That was the one experience. And you know, and when I spoke to the boss, he was like, well, you know, you gotta come with something a little more tangible than just paranormal stories. I was like, I mean, nah, I guess. Then I went to another boss at the time. His name was Tony. And you know, he was like, I didn't mention this. I just, you know, just kind of said, hey man, if you can switch me. But I still had a week to go, and every time I had to go to that 8th floor and I had to clean those offices, you know, it was just this very eerie. I'm not here by myself. Oh, by the way, when I am coming back on this hallway, I mean, if I had a diagram, I don't know if they still have it like that. You probably don't have access to it, but if I had like a floor plan of what it is, then it will make more sense what I'm talking about. But it pretty much is, you know, there's an office here, there's an office here, and there's a hall that goes across, right? And it's got offices, and it's got like another hole that cuts here, and there's like a camera here and a camera there, and you can see from both sides. Then there was another camera right down the stairs. In fact, that's where they used to like process the ticketing for the concerts and things. But at the end here, there used to be a bathroom, and then you turn, and then there was the studio for the actors. So a lot of people will go different places in the hall to practice their scenes or whatever. So when I saw that, and he's telling me that the person had just walked by me, and I'm like, you know, I guess this person is is an actor. But when I went towards the actor studio, there was nobody at the actor studio. The place was actually closed. And I believe the actor's name was Robert Modica. And he had movies and things. So yeah, so that was the first experience. And did anything else happen in Carnegie Hall strange like that? No, nothing paranormal. But that, you know, I kind of shared it. I don't believe in that stuff. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. But you know, I guess we all kind of were, you know, like when you play Ouija with your friends, and you know, everybody's like, I think that person was moving, and you're like, I don't remember moving it. I think that person was moving it. That could be the case. So that was that. Then the other paranormal, not paranormal. I'm going trying to go chronologically. This is not paranormal, more like, I don't know, time warp or whatever. I gotta go make a deposit, and I'll be right back.